One of the most important parts of your priestly ministry now is working with the faith of married couples, marriage encounter. What has that been like as a priest, a celibate? How has that taught you more about the presence of God, this deep involvement in the sacrament of marriage is lived out by many couples that you must have helped and worked with and journeyed with?
I believe that quite a lot of our couples, especially those who are asked, invited to become presenting teams, that they have a deep sense of the sacramentality of their relationship. That is also one of the main, I would say, talks that we offer the couples, that in their human encounter becomes a divine encounter. So, and that, I think, is a tremendous discovery, a breakthrough. How many of our couples reach that stage? I dare not vouch for that, but there are definitely couples, I think, who can rightly say with deep joy, in their life that any human encounter, I would say, is potentially a divine encounter. And there are couples who come to that spirituality. But I dare not say how many. I would not be able to say that. But in some of the weekends I have been involved in, and I listen to some of those sharings of those couples who have a deep sense of the sacramentality of their matrimonial relationship, that can move me to tears. That really they sense God, and they make God present in their matrimonial, in their marriage relationship.
And what do you feel is your role in working with them?
That is precisely my role, I think, that to tell couples, no, your encounter between husband and wife is much deeper than you ever thought. It is an encounter between God. So that, I think, is where the spirituality comes into the action that we.
Do you think a couple needs that sort of external, in a sense, presence or stimulus to make that aspect of their relationship conscious?
Well, I hope that couples themselves come to that, but I do not know how many come to it. I am afraid that many relationships of couples are very superficial. That is, I think, one of the tragedies of the modern world, that people give up on each other, that people can replace that relationship by somebody else, like a spare part in a machine.
Or even just live together at a very superficial level for a long time.
Live together like two parallel lives, like the two tracks of a railroad, they never meet at a deeper level. There's a lot of pain, a lot of superficiality in many couples.
An essential part of the marriage encounter program is the dialogue between the couple. Does that work, and how effective do you think it is?
Well, it remains a very powerful instrument. And there are couples, I think, who are very committed to that on a rather regular basis, to write to each other feelings about the topic they both agree upon, and then later they share what they have written, the written dialogue, writing and then sharing. But I think that many couples, after a very short while, give up and come back to it in moments of crisis, which is, of course, wonderful already. They have an instrument to go beyond their conflicts and heal their relationship. But those who really go deeper into it as real, satisfying, life-giving spirituality, there are not many. And one of my apprehensions is also, not all couples have the same intellectual level and have the same verbal capacity to find the right words, and of course can also be quite tedious to write out for 10 minutes how you feel about certain topics. So, and then also followed by the verbal dialogue. Well, in life, often women are more vocal maybe than men, and that the man feels like the loser against his wife, that he cannot just say what he wants to say, or vice versa. Some men are also more articulate than some women are. So I think for some people it becomes soon a chore, and then they give it up, I think, very, very soon. Whereas I believe when we could introduce meditation together, you need not be producing high literature, you need not discuss anything, and words are very, very dangerous, I believe. Words can never completely, accurately express how it feels inside. And then words could become contentious and bones of contention in the relationship. Whereas now when we do make abstraction of all words, of all symbols, of all thoughts, and we let go as couple, husband and wife, together in the reality of God, who is beyond all words, I think that could bring about a great sense of intimacy. Then the same reality is our reality as a couple, and that is God. So I believe that it is a marvelous tool that couples, I would say, that we could offer many couples, provided, of course, they take the trouble to make the time and practice the meditation, being faithful to that simplicity, the absolute simplicity of the mantra. So it is an enormous gift. And that simple statement of Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 20, when two people are gathered in my name, I am there in your midst. Now, for couples, what a marvelous word that is, what a promising reality. Just pay attention to the presence of God in your midst as you are together. And that goes beyond words, beyond all understanding. Just let go into the presence of God together. And that can be an enormous dialogue, I would say, but not a verbal dialogue, but a dialogue of the soul, that both of us are living in the reality of God, and that can heal many things, maybe easier than many words, because words could easily, come to new discussions, what do you really mean, and did you mean that, and that. It could easily, degenerate in new discussions and arguments, where we let go of all words and formulas. I believe that it is much more promising to experience healing, to experience intimacy, and really community, because both of them are immersing themselves together in the same divine reality, which I would think is the divinization of their relationship, which I think is the meaning of all Christianity. Dwell in my love, John 15:9. Dwell. It doesn't say analyze it or understand it, just let go in, dwell in my love. So in that way, we must continue, and I'm very happy and very proud of those couples who remain committed to regular dialogue. Daily dialogue, there are not many. Regular dialogue, there are some. But I think of the 4,000 or 5,000 couples maybe we have had in Singapore in the marriage encounter movement, those who remain faithful to daily dialogue, I would not think that you can find many. Regular dialogue, some couples go back to it when they have to present a weekend, then they must, of course, sell their product, and they cannot do that unless they themselves practice it. And you're very honest about that. They admit it. And then those who have crisis, then they go back to the tool that we have given them during those marriage encounter weekends. So they have a tool to heal and to their relationship thanks to the dialogue in writing. So it remains a great gift of God, I think, to a marriage encounter. But I think we could give them more. That is what I advocate now. Can we offer them or initiate them into meditation together as husband and wife? And this could, I think, enrich their relationship and their family life tremendously.
I agree. There are certainly couples who